They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of display. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Hold the Truth Hostage, where the truth was so important we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now, this video is gonna focus on, Black Pill 3.0. I should be attaching from now on a document about what Black Pill 3.0 is versus Black Pill 2.0 and 1.0. 3.0 is basically, Black Pill 3.0 is just, it's focusing on society as a whole. You know what I'm saying? The whole society, which means it's not just focusing on relationships, dating advice. That's more of a Black Pill 2.0 perspective. But, this video is gonna be about the infinity pill. Shout out to the homie Shift. I think that's gonna be the main goal of it. I tried to do the whole Thanos pill thing, but you don't fight with sticks. The goal was that Thanos was more immortal, but the infinity pill is the goal. The thing is this, man. Infinity is our goal. Man's number one goal is godhood. You know what I'm saying? Godhood is man's goal. You gotta understand, it's funny that we got all this technology, all this technological advancement, and rather than promoting how much we want to advance our society and why, technology has been used more to increase the ignorance of technology. You know what I mean? How much power you have in your phone, it's a lot of power in this mobile tool, but we've been taught to ignore the benefits and how much it could be utilized to seek out our true goal. You know what I'm saying? And the infinity pill is the perspective of a man that seeks infinity, that seeks to control everything based on his will. Because you need to understand this, that, any man that has died, be it disease, be it old age, be it sickness, has basically failed. You know what I'm saying? You've basically failed because, if death and disease are not of a man's will, then that man failed. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens against your will, where you tried, for example, it's different where you failed the test, but you gave it your best. You know what I'm saying? You had the opportunity, you did everything you could to pass the test. So failure, that was still within your will, because you did all you could, you just failed. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other aspects, such as dying, disease, that is basically the failure of man to not solve it. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, you look at the wheel. A lot of people look at the wheel and say, well, the wheel was made to advance the way we traveled. You know what I'm saying? That's the surface level That's the surface level aspect of understanding why the wheel was made. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna think, oh man, the wheel was invented so we could travel and be in locations faster. No. The wheel was invented so we could have more time. You know what I'm saying? So you could have more time. The sooner you get to some place, the more time you have in your life to do something else. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the inventions for travel and technology is basically designed so you have more access to time. You know what I'm saying? It's all about having access to time and living more. You know what I'm saying? Having more time to live. That's why we advance technology anyway. It's to have more control of how we spend and live. You know what I'm saying? Live our lives. You know? So to me, my opinion, man, we've gotten far away from that. You know? And it ain't everybody or whatever. You know, I hate bringing that word up when people say, well, I didn't say not everybody. I didn't say everybody. You know? But basically, you know, the perspective, you know, the infinity pill is about seeking that, your will to be infinite. You know what I'm saying? A man that seeks to basically understand and control everything within his will. Because anything that goes against your will, be it, like I said, disease, sickness, it's failure, man. We've been taught the biggest level of propaganda and the most successful form of it is when you've been trained and you accept the narrative that there's something. The biggest tactic in propaganda is when they tell you and they have you believe that things are not possible. You know what I'm saying? Once they have you think, oh, things are not possible, oh, we die because, you know, it's natural. You know what I'm saying? We get disease because it's natural. When in reality, nothing is natural when it can be solved. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you know, a plant dies, you know, because it withered away, it's gotten sick. Yeah, that's natural, because that plant doesn't have a level of intellect where it can solve or be mentally aware enough to solve its issues. You know what I mean? They've trained us, man, to think and accept and basically claim some of us are crazy or mentally ill because we say, you know what, man, there is a solution for just about everything. We just haven't found it yet, you know? And the goal of man is infinite. You know, a while ago, probably when I was in 8th grade or further back, you know what I'm saying, I started wondering, started asking myself, you know, is God a religion, you know, or is God a goal? You know, and while in school, I started to think and I started to wonder deeper and deeper, and then I realized, yo, God is a goal. You know, think about it. Think about how we prayed. You know, before man could control the weather, the rain, we worshiped everything outside of our control. The sun. You know, you'll go to tribal communities, if they're completely removed from technological advancements, they're worshiping the sun, the rain, the light. You know, they're worshiping. You know, they're worshiping anything out of their control, you know? So I started asking, man, you know, why don't we worship the sun anymore, you know? Why don't we worship the rain and all this stuff? Then I realized we don't worship what we can control or understand. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna worship the rain or worship the sun once you understand how it works, you know? So I started realizing, man, you know, as soon as man starts to understand something, he deifies, he undeifies it, you know? It's no longer an act of God or an act of a supernatural force. You know what I'm saying? So it started to make me think, you know what? Maybe the very word God and all that is basically a description of what's outside of our will and understanding. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's a goal, because every time we can basically create the conditions that were thought to be a God-only event. You know, we no longer call it an act of God or a religious event. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. It's fucking raining. Yeah, so give me a second. Yeah, so you know, we no longer call it an act of God, man. We just refer to it as something. Got some whey powder on my lip, but you know, yeah. So you know, we don't call it an act of God anymore. We just call it, you know, something we understand, whatever. And to me, man, what I've come to realize is that, you know, man's goal is to be God, and to not seek that is to limit ourselves, you know. And the infinity pill is the most, you know, even to black pillars, it's something that not many will accept. You know what I mean? Even the black pillars, it's not something many will accept, because, you know, it goes beyond the mortal narrative, you know? Because, I mean, think about it, you know, think about death, think about disease, you know? We used to have a smallpox epidemic and people were dying, you know? Then once man figured out the cure and how to cure it, it didn't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at death as a failure, you know what I'm saying? Because it goes beyond our will. It's something else if someone wanted to die, you know, they say, you know what? My time is up. I've lived long enough. I'm ready to go. All right, so they died. That was of their choosing. That was of their will. But, you know what I'm saying? It was their choice. It didn't just happen. And the pursuit of infinity, you know, to make our will that infinite and have absolute control over our lives, you know what I'm saying? That is the ultimate goal of mankind. The ultimate goal is absolute control of our will, because if our will is denied, that basically means there's something we can't accomplish. You know what I'm saying? It's something we can't accomplish. And at the end of the day, man, that's a limitation. And I think the goal of man is to achieve everything within their will, you know, and that failure is when something happens and we did not will it. Now, some people say, well, man, I mean, even an example is when people say, you know what, there's not enough room on this earth. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough room on this earth and we need to go out in space. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, you gotta, if you think about it, You know, we're aware. We're aware, and we have the tools. You know what I'm saying? We have the tools now, and we're aware of pocket dimensions and so on. So let's say the population was to increase by 50%. So we went from 7 billion to 14 billion. You know what I'm saying? If we knew how to create a pocket dimension within the earth, you know, like a pocket dimension that soaked up the rays of the sun and, you know, the energy of the earth, where people could live within that pocket dimension, you know what I'm saying, would be all right. So that would be solved. That would solve the crisis of there's not enough space on the earth. And you wouldn't even have to go to space, because you would just create a pocket dimension within the earth that more people could live in there. You know what I'm saying? They could live in that pocket dimension. You know what I'm saying? Or, pocket dimension, and it simulates damn near the same thing as the earth, you know? So there's a lot of things, when you fully think about it, you realize it's not that it can't be done, it's that most people have been trained to view what is said to not be able to be done as a limitation and insanity if they mention or talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it, man, infinity is our true goal. You know, the ability to accomplish anything. You know what I mean? The ability that our will would dictate. You know, the ability that our will would dictate everything that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's our true goal. Our true goal as man is to not have a limited will. You know what I'm saying? To have the will where we could achieve anything. And the thing is this, we have the tools. You know what I'm saying? We have the tools to run successful experiments, be them in real life or simulations, you know, or simulated. It's just that we have a culture, and we've had this culture for over 100 years, you know what I'm saying? Where you're not encouraged, or in most cases, you're not even allowed to use an alternative innovation to an issue. For example, oil, you know, cars still running on oil. I mean, even cars running on electricity when water is ever present. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be that hard. Think about it. It rains a lot of places, and you could have a water refinery thing that refines the water so you could put it in an engine and run the car on water. You know what I'm saying? Or even a solar powered car. You know, there's so many solutions, but we've been limited, you know, our narrative. And another thing is, some people have been assassinated, you know. I remember when I was in second grade, man, and I still remember it vividly, when I was in probably second or third grade, when they said, yeah, these kids made a car in the 90s that ran on water. They went on a road trip, and they were assassinated. You know what I'm saying? They were assassinated. But, you know, they were assassinated because their innovation went above what was deemed acceptable by the oil industry and many industries that no longer ran on water like that, you know. So they were assassinated, and it happened again. You know, And that's why I firmly believe that when you come up with an innovation, your best case scenario is to release the information online. Release it all. You know, make it extremely accessible, because you know it's gonna be extremely hard for them to kill you when you know, the knowledge is out there. You know what I'm saying? You no longer threaten their business, because from what I've seen, man, they usually kill the people that are innovating, that come into their profit shares, you know, their profit margins. For example, I remember a guy said he cured AIDS, whatever. He cured AIDS, and I'm not talking about Dr. Sebi. You know, a guy said he cured AIDS, went to the office, and they killed him. You know what I'm saying? They killed him because he came there seeking profit. Came there seeking profit above providing a solution for society. And when you come seeking profit, you become predictable, and they kill you. You know what I'm saying? So, but if he would have just released the cure all over the internet, released it, this said person released the cure all over the internet for other people to utilize it, they wouldn't be able to kill him. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a lot harder to kill this person, because they released it to the public. It's all over the internet, and now everyone has access to it. And what would have happened is these companies would have rushed to not only come up with this cure, but also this person would be interviewed and obtain payment anyway, you know. But you know, this has been a video on the infinity pill, and I think that's the goal, man. The goal for man is infinite. You know, anything that happens against your will within reason, such as death, I think anything that happens within your life, you know what I'm saying, that you have no control over, that is basically based on you, the individual, then it's a sign of failure. I mean, if I die when I didn't want to die, then yeah, that's failure. You know what I'm saying? The problem is an individual problem. But you know, I hope this gave you all some fruit for thought. It's been about the infinity pill, and you know, with Black Pill 3.0, plan to make far more videos on this, you know, because we got to expand our mental way of thinking beyond the narratives, you know. All right, peace. Yeah. They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of display.